Yellow candy melts in here, and I have a few that's dipped already. And what I'm going to do is take my square. We're double dipping. So what I did was, what we're going to do is you're going to dip it 75% of the way down and leave out enough brown chocolate for his pants bottom. Just gently shake off the excess chocolate. Put a little bit yellow back on that. And we're going to go ahead and let that dry. Now if you want, like I did here, I started putting the candy, the eyes and his nose, but it's best we can let it dry a little bit more, and then we can use a chocolate melt to stick it back on. So I'm going to take another one, and 75% of the candy melt is going to go down in the pot. You're going to hold it upside down or sideways and let that excess shake off a bit, if there's any. And this one could get dipped a little bit more. And because we're double dipping, try not to let your cake pop touch the bottom of the chocolate melting pot, because we don't want the chocolate to start melting as well, the chocolate underneath. So you're going to let that drain off, drop off a bit. Perfect, perfect. Oh, they're starting to look pretty awesome. Pretty cool, let's see. Okay, draining. Alright. Actually, where is it, that one? Let me give my chocolate a stir. And if your chocolate is too heavy on the cake pop or too thick, use some vegetable oil or Crisco shortening to thin your chocolate out. Mine is already thinned out. So again, we're just leaving out a little bit of the brown at the bottom. That drain off nicely. Okay. Start moving these back here. We're almost done. This is a big one. This is my, actually, out of all of these, this is my favorite one because it's the biggest and it's a little ill-shaped, and I kind of like that about it. And it's my favorite one out of all of them. There we go. And I wouldn't recommend using white candy melts and putting food coloring. Candy melts, the consistency changes when you add food coloring in. I've noticed that after over time practicing. So it's best to just buy the color candy melts that you need and work with that. And there's that excess chocolate coming off. Okay. Okay. So after this, we're going to start decorating. So we're going to start applying the eyes, drawing his mouth and everything. So this is where all the fun stuff is going to get started. And if you have a little bit of brown mixed in with the yellow, it's okay. You can let that dry, and if you want, you could dip it again. But I really wouldn't recommend it. 2 1/3 dip. Not too much. Okay, and let me mix this chocolate again. voila, the last one. Okay, I'll go ahead and let that take the stick, get all that excess off. Okay. Okay, I'll let those go ahead. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to recommend you doing is putting these in the fridge, not the freezer, in the fridge to go ahead and chill. Give it about 15 minutes, let it chill, and then I'm going to show you how to apply the eyes. So with this excess chocolate you have here, what we're going to do is I'm going to pour this into my Wilton candy melt plastic container. If you have a piping bag, when the chocolate cools a little bit, you could put it in the piping bag as well and set that up so you could decorate, so you could use it as an adhesive to apply the eyes and the nose. And then we're going to use our food writer markers and draw the eyes. I'll be back.